Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. I'm going to read through the full article. There's a link in the description. I'll perhaps start off by giving you an overview. It is a tragedy which occurred November the 25th, 2020. The young girl that you see in front of you, 6-year-old Caeli Ratcliffe, died in a house fire at her home in South Carolina. Firefighters, first responders, neighbors, and even her grandmother tried to save Caeli. They knew she was in the home. The neighbors, the family were outside. They knew she was trapped in there. The fire was too powerful. A police officer suffered injuries to his hand. A firefighter suffered injuries to his back. The grandmother suffered severe burns to 50% of her body trying to save Caeli. Unfortunately, she was unable to. Unfortunately, everyone was unable to save Caeli. Other neighbors tried. The fire was too powerful. The mother that you see on the right, Carleen Julianne Ratcliffe, has been arrested, taken into custody as of Friday. She's been charged with 1 count of murder, 1 count of homicide by child abuse, as well as 2 counts of first-degree arson in relation to the fire that caused the death of her own 6-year-old daughter, Caeli Lea Ratcliffe. Going to read through a quote from one of the neighbors. "It was the most unreal thing I've ever seen. When the first fireman walked in, he was in there for maybe half a second and had to back out because his uniform was just melting off of him. It was crazy. After firefighters were able to douse the flames, a child's body was discovered inside the home. The coroner's office later identified the child as Caeli and reportedly determined that the 6-year-old girl's cause of death was smoke and soot inhalation. 2 dogs and also 1 kitten perished in the fire." The article tells us that the neighbors, as I say, knew that Caeli was stuck in the property, in the home, but nobody could do anything. Here's a quote again from one of the neighbors. "I never want to see anything like that again because the whole time we were watching the fire, we knew the little girl was in there. Nobody could get to her. All the men in the neighborhood tried. They really tried, but they couldn't get to her." After an investigation, investigators reportedly concluded that the mother set fire to the home while young Caeli was asleep. Then the mother walked out of the house without seeking help, leaving Caeli to die. So, as I say, she's been charged with multiple charges. 1 count of murder, 1 count of homicide by child abuse, 2 counts of first-degree arson. She is being held in a detention center with no bond, which is the right thing to do. So what a fucking evil scumbag. The mother setting fire to her own home, walking away, forcing Caeli to be stuck and to be burnt to death. This woman deserves punishment which will never be thrown at her. She deserves, likewise, she deserves to suffer how Caeli suffered. And she's not going to suffer to that extent. Hopefully the trial goes ahead unimpeded. Hopefully she does get the maximum sentence. Again, this happened in South Carolina. I'm not aware if there's a death penalty. I've not double checked. If there is, give her that. In my opinion, but you know what? I'm being convinced by some of you guys that remind me that life in prison can often, but not always, present more suffering. That the death penalty in some ways can be the easy way out. But either way, there's this article here, of course. Such a tragic loss. Condolences to the extended family. We hope that the scumbag mother burns in hell for the rest of eternity. And I'm going to wrap things up here, guys. Please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. And I'll be making a few more videos today and hoping to make multiple videos about true crime every single day, most days. And if you get bothered by these subjects, some of the subjects touch me in particular, others I'm able to cope with. But, you know, if your level of happiness, level of joy is being chipped away by watching these videos, then stop watching them or take a break from watching them, and try to have some fun, whichever way suits yourself. But we've got to have some fun. We can't dwell on these situations overly. I feel that they're valuable. They're valuable, like psychologically and emotionally, to I don't know, digest this content, whatever the right word is, but to pay some respect to these topics. But it can be overdone and it can influence us, even without realizing, and just bring us down a notch or two, which isn't necessarily the best thing. So yeah, if you feel like you're being brought down a little bit too much, take a break and please do something fun. I'm going to wrap things up. Take care, guys. You know that I really appreciate all of your support and your comments, and all of you OGs. I really value you. So perhaps we'll hedge closer to doing live streams with whoever wants to come up on panel, the regulars, etc., etc. But I'll wrap things up here and take care. Thanks.